So far, I've really enjoyed the R conference because it's really been able to contextualize the things that we've been learning in our classes, especially as a first year student. You kind of lose sight of how you can use a lot of these skills in the workplace, and also someone who comes from a background in the public sector. It's been really refreshing to see that a lot of these jobs are automating the way that they utilize data. I know back from when I was in my job, there was a lot of hesitancy to use R, to use Python, and now seeing, for example, that NASA is automating their data pipeline and seeing all the ways that Microsoft is making it easier to use R on Azure really excites us, and how we can use this further during the summer, even just after we graduate.
The R conference is great because I'm a student. I typically want to have access to stuff like this. I don't have the finances to pay for a ticket like this, but DSAN, through their work, got me and a bunch of other students a ticket. So we can listen to the next big updates in the fields of data science, and we can also network, talk, potentially look into getting hired by some of these people. It's a wonderful opportunity, and all I had to do was just be here.
I really enjoyed David Shore's presentation on the intersection of political science, especially when we look at predicting election results and using data to kind of like make those predictions. I find it super interesting because I come from a background from international relations, and I really appreciate learning about the intersection of IR, politics, as well as data science. And I particularly found his insight about trusting the intuition of people who have industry experience and deferring to that sometimes instead of your quantitative insights. I find that really interesting because we come from diverse backgrounds, and we're really here to use our skills to contribute to larger problem solving techniques instead of using our data science skills blindly and applying it to every problem that we see.
Oh, it's super important to have conferences like this because I see data science as a very creative field, and it's great to see other professionals talk about their ideas, share ideas, be creative, and there's also some things that we have laughed about too in the data science space, especially about data visualizations and how to do those well, and how funny it can be when it's not.
These opportunities are very important for the students because it helps us understand in which ways we can apply all that we've been learning so far in the program, and we find it very inspiring for our future projects too.
While I did like the talk about failed data visualizations, my favorite talk was one about using open source town hall data in order to recognize words that were emblematic of the topics being discussed in those town hall meetings. And so they then took all that data, aggregated it, and applied models to it in order to show the differences between Democratic and Republican districts.
I really like the talk about Stanford BART. I think learning about this new model and how it becomes more accurate in comparison to others like regression or normal Bayesian models was very insightful, and how this can be used in real world data was also very helpful.